Thank you. Well, there's new controversy in the city of Bell today. We're now getting our first look at a memo with details of a baseball-style game that police officers apparently used to target drivers. Now, the Justice Department is investigating. KCAL 9's Dave Lopez joins us live. He's got details and the police response. Dave?
Well, Sandra, right you are. The federal government's now involved in a violation of civil rights. It was a practice impounding cars that brought in Bell with 1 year alone over $1 million. And according to our sources, not only are 10 current Bell police officers being looked at, but 2 names pop up, familiar names. Robert Rizzo, who is under indictment for political corruption, and one-time police chief Randy Adams, who has not been indicted for anything. For years, Bell residents complained and said those complaints were ignored, that the police department was purposely pulling over more cars for the tiniest infractions and having those cars towed. And now there's a memo that apparently proves that policy was in effect.
The majority of people said they'd never heard of it.
But this document, shown on the LA Times website, does exist, now is in the hands of the Justice Department and the District Attorney's Office. It's titled Bell Police Department Baseball Game and describes how officers would get points. Singles for infraction citations, parkers recovered stolen vehicles, doubles for warrants arrest, a triple for a 30-day hold impound, and for a home run, you had to make a felony arrest.
It was a parody to ridicule the emphasis on impounds and a quota that had been put on the officers.
By whom?
By Robert Rizzo.
Kirk Owens has worked for the Bell PD for 23 years. He said he never heard of such a memo, but he points out, and the Justice Department confirms, it is undated, unsigned, although sources said it was written 3 years ago.
We have no idea where the memo came from.
Acting Bell City Manager Pedro Carrillo confirms that the Justice Department is conducting an investigation into violation of civil rights, and the memo is a key part of that investigation. This from the Bell Police Association about the memo. Quote, there were several attempts by Robert Rizzo to implement quotas, most notably under former police chief Randy Adams. Bell police officers consistently protested the towing policy, and many were reprimanded for their disapproval.
I mean, there's a lot of things that people don't know, and it all comes down to Bob Rizzo.
Before roll call, Owens said officers were told to write down on a paper the number of cars they were going to impound. He said once he was disciplined for not meeting his quota.
And a lot of the sergeants were afraid, and they would tell us, like, hey, come on, man, can you just, give us like 1 or 2, just so they'll be off my back.
Owens said every police chief fought with Rizzo about this quota system, and then came Randy Adams.
He was a whole nother animal. Randy Adams scared a lot of guys, and they were afraid of actually being terminated.
According to several sources, one night at roll call, Adams told his men and women, I'll show you how to go out and get impounds, and then promptly went out in a squad car, pulled over a half a dozen vehicles, we are told, and had those cars impounded, and then said something to the effect, that's how you do it. We tried to get a hold of Adams through his attorney. No comment. Reporting live from the city of Bell, Dave Lopez, KCAL 9 News.